right. Just getting situated here. That is not a good camera angle. There we go. Bear with me. New setup going on right here. We are going to dive into a nice practice with opportunities to find some free flowing and tap into our Virgo Pisces full moon. Pisces is where the sun is. This is great energy to play with, where we're supported to find the information on how we're attached to the past and find forgiveness. Virgo is going to help us find that compassion and forgiveness so that we can expand into that Pisces energy. So get yourself comfortable, have a seat. George will be in and out. Just like we are, animals are also affected by full moon energy. We didn't sleep very much in this house last night because the cat was up all night trying to play in his feistiness. Right, so when we have a full moon, the earth is in the middle of where the sun and the moon are. So they are in opposing signs of the zodiac. Again, Pisces is in, the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign of order and preciseness, right? The low side of that goddess energy is perfectionism. The high vibration is this beautiful expression of knowing we are perfect in our imperfections and really allowing our uniqueness to flow into the world, into the collective. If we try to be perfect, we are trying to control too many things, and that can block creative energy. It can also stop us from even trying to do something because we know we won't get it perfect. I think we can all relate to that. And so that can play into our insecurities. If we're not trying, then we're not filling ourselves up, then we're not proving to ourselves over and over again of our worthiness, of our uniqueness, and of our talents and gifts. So that can be very limiting. The low sides of Pisces are really escaping, which leads to addiction, right? We're trying to escape our insecurities, our downfalls, our flaws, and we're feeding this addictive escapism, then clearly we all know the detriments to that. So when we have the high vibrations, we have this forgiveness, which is so healing. And Pisces is also a healing sign. When we can expand beyond any aspect of ourselves. Pisces, again, is the oldest or the wisest or the last of the cycle of the journey through the stars. So it tends to be the most intuitive and the wisest aspects of ourselves. Whew, that was a mouthful. Come to bring your hands in front of your heart. I thought today we could send the fingertips forward as a representation of an arrow from our heart to moving forward. For me, the transformational power of the cycle of the moon helps us with moving forward, moving beyond the past, not by bypassing it, by looking at it without regrets, to see that all of our mistakes are part of the process, very integral parts of the process. And I don't mean that in that everything happens for a reason, because if you're like me and you've had very early child trauma, there's really no way to understand that that had a very valid reason when your innocence is taken away, right? But there are still lessons to be gained from it, so that you're not in the victim role. So close the eyes down if you're comfortable with that. Feel a widening of your bottom ribs to expand into your breath. Feel a softness come around your whole body, releasing a bunch of tension, especially in your shoulders and your jaw. Maybe something deep in the hips. And feel the rhythm of your breath expanding from your center in all directions. So structure a Virgo underneath us in the earth. Order with clear focus on intentions is part of that. But also leaving space, the expansion of Pisces. So feel your breath expanding, feel your energy expanding around your body. Having a sense of trust that there are serendipitous ways of the universe that have more control than we do. And if you block that, then you limit the growth potential, the transformational power that we have as being human here in this lifetime. So let that information wash over you. It is not our job to control life. It is our job to dance in the freedom of the chaos. If you'd like to set your own intention, you can choose that now. If you've taken class with me before, I like to invite you to see an image in your heart center in an orb of light as a reflection of the future you want to help create and live in. So when you see that image, bring detail to it. Use that Pisces expansion beyond your own imagination. Place yourself in the image and then feel yourself in the image. When we align with feelings, sensations, and emotions, it's a much more powerful driving force for evolution, change, and transformation. So tap into the feelings. You see yourself in that image and feel yourself there. What would you be doing? What would you be saying? What would you be interacting with? Who's there? What does it look like? And then let your inhale draw it out of your body, place it in your hands. Let the exhale release the hands. Open the eyes and let's come right into tabletop and start to move the spine through cow and cat in the rhythm of your breath. So anchor the hands, spread the fingers, hug the forearms together, and feel guided to open and explore these two shapes with eyes closed. So flexing and extending. Central line starting to get warmer and more open. As you come through cow, feel your hands pull towards your knees, expressing the heart center forward even more. And as you find cat, feel your hands push forward, expanding the back of the heart even more. Right, so feel guided to connect your mind's eye to the heart space front to back. The movement of your shoulder blades as representation of understanding the past, pulling into the back to be present in the future and still allow yourself the experience of joy and love, not dampened from the past. Invite you to keep your eyes closed and start to move in a way that feels right for you. There's no rules, no wrong or right. Just start to find a free form of your own dance, your own uniqueness to access areas of held tension, discomfort, maybe pain. Maybe the movement alerts you to something you were unaware of. Let your body dance around your hands and knees, exploring. If you find a spot, hang out in it. All the while, belly is toned, supporting the spine. Breath is broad. And then come back to center. Find a root into the ground and a hug up into the body. And we'll take the right leg up and back and the left arm front and forward. Press into your entire left shin and your right palm. Pull the arm and leg bones in, bottom ribs up and in, throat lifted. Find your gazing point, find focus, and again, a clear connection to your intention. And then notice what's going to happen now as we try to pick up the left foot. Things get thrown off center, out of balance, out of whack. Right? How do you come back? How do you react, respond to it? How do you think about it? Just meet it, be with it. And then release to tabletop, switch sides. Left leg, right arm, take a moment, engage into your root, ground yourself, hug into your torso, your core, pull in, breathe, focus, find your drishti, the mental clarity, and then challenge it. Pick up the right foot. And release to tabletop. Circle it out. 3 big ones. One direction. And then switch. Go the other way. Bring your hands a little bit forward of the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift to down dog. And give yourself some free form here. What movements help you open the length of the spine, strengthen into the shoulders, and stretch through the legs. Maybe outer hip, side of the waist, armpit. Maybe you want to pull forward and press back. Giving you the freedom to explore is going to allow you the familiarity of tapping into the intuition and moving beyond what we know to be true. Moving beyond the familiar, the comfort, the order and structure of what we expect to do. So find stillness for a breath. Inhale, walk to the front of the mat. I love blocks here to press the legs straight, get the spine straight, and then maybe bow into the hinge, right? So you're not scooping the tail, bending the knees, or rounding the back. Push into the big toe ball mounds. Lift the arches of the feet. Lift the kneecaps, toning the quads. Lift the tail to heavy the spine and relax the head. Big breath here. And then bend the right knee, right hand stays down, twist the left arm up. Feel your left hip pull back, your throat and chin pull back, so your head's extending straight out of the spine, and then feel your left hip pull back and your crown pull forward. Big breath. Release to switch sides. Feel right hip pull back, head and throat pull back, extend out of your bottom ribs in both directions. And exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Keep the flat back and hinge at the hip crease. Bow again. Soften your knees with a straight spine. Inhale all the way up. Grab your left palm overhead, lift it, and pull to the right. Inhale, center, switch sides, grab your right wrist, pull it to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, bow over straight legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot back. Feet are hip width. Left hand to the thigh. Push into your left heel, pull your left hip back, right? Notice when I pull my left hip back, it's squaring the right. You no longer see any portion of my right glute. From there, you're going to twist to the left. Your left hand can be on the thigh, on your hip, up in the sky, around your back. Maybe it's circling. Use the foundation of this very strong lunge to expand and be free in your twist. What does that look like? These big circles feel good. Don't think about the structure and form. Think about the expansion here. All around the heart. And then let the left hand come down. Step to plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower knees. Hug the shoulder blades into lower hips. Then chest without lowering the shoulders. Take your blocks outside your ribs. Palms under elbows. Heavy the head. Anchor the feet. Push into the pubic bone. Push into the hands. And just feel the chest stretching open. Heavy the head. Really anchor the feet, lift the kneecaps off the mat as you tone your quads, and then take your arms, elbows pull back, arms are going to pull back, and then lift your feet into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Feel from your center, your crown is stretching forward and up, your hands and feet are stretching back and up, shoulder blades squeezing in and down the back. Try to push bottom corners of the shoulder blades forward through the heart. One more breath. Bend the elbows, plant the palms, push up to tabletop, downward facing dog, big breath. And then step the right foot between the hands, feet are hip width. I like to be up on fingertips to twist, but you can decide what's working for you today. Right hip moves back, left hip stabilizes forward. What does the expression of your twist want to look like on this side? Doesn't have to be the same. Maybe it is. Maybe it's different. Strong legs, strong foundation, connection to the earth, to find freedom and movement and expression. What's your authentic expression here? And then release the right hand. Step to downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment to reconnect to the earth, to the heart, to the spaciousness through the spine, and the stretch through the backs of the legs. Lift the heels, soften the knees, step the right foot between the hands, spin the left heel down, and reverse cartwheel up to warrior two. So in your warrior two, feel your hips square each other, left hip pulls down, and then press both thighs back so your left hip is in line with the ankle. From that, maybe you lunge and crawl the right foot forward and deepen into the strength and power of your stance. Float the arms up to T, send your gaze to the right arm. I love warrior two as a reflection of the spiritual warrior within, as we find ourselves in the second of these warrior poses of three, right? Our entire body is open, wide open, from strong legs and a fierceness towards the future. The strength we have in the present is by understanding the past. We don't resent any part of life. Those mistakes brought us something: strength, boundaries, persistence, endurance, our voice. Right? What did we learn? How did we grow? What can we release with forgiveness to ourselves? So that aligns us forward, the beacon of our light. Feel that in your entire body. Pull your throat back, let your head be floating right above your spine, proud, tall. Take a big breath in. Shift the hips to the left, right forearm to the thigh, left arm's gonna swing forward. Really pull the right thigh back into the socket and stack the knee right over the heel. Reaffirm left thigh back. Look at your left armpit. As you press into your right arm, pull your left armpit back, opening the twist, and then glide it overhead. You're more than welcome to stay here. Or again, what does the left arm want to do as an expression of opening around the heart from this fierce and strong foundation in the legs? Do you want to lower the right arm? Find the full bind. I'm liking my forearm up on the leg today. Keep lower belly tone, bottom ribs hugged in, opening the twist from there. One more breath. Press the right leg straight. Parallel the feet. Feel like your ankles and wrists are somewhat in line with each other, so your legs aren't too far away or too close. They're in like a happy medium. And then inhale, stretch the heart up to the sky. I have my hands clasped behind the back. Exhale, hinge and fold. If you hate the hinge, if you hate the clasp, release it. You want to sway a little bit, you want to bend the knees a little bit, take some time. What freeform dance here is going to help you tap into the potential of Pisces expanding beyond your fears, your worries, right? If we keep worrying about what we've experienced before as if it might happen again, that is used, wasted energy, limiting your enjoyment of the present and alignment to the purpose you're here for in the future. Release the hands if they're clasped. Crawl your hands forward to find a flat back and pause. Tone up the legs, hands to the waistline, elbows to the sky. Inhale, slowly rise up. Take your right foot to the front of the mat. Crawl your left foot in. We're going to find half moon from here. You need to just pause. I got a little dizzy. You have a block to the right if you want it, but feel your right hand go diagonal from your pinky toe, and then press the left leg straight back from your hip through both heels. Find your gazing point, and again, let that mental clarity give you the stability in your power, in your strength. What does your left arm want to do? What does this expression want to be like today? You can stay where you are. Your left hand can always come down, and you can keep the hips open. You can bend the left knee, either pressing it straight behind the hip or up to the sky. Maybe you don't need your right hand on the floor. Your pose, your moment, your expression. Feel rooted and strong in that to explore. And then gently release to forward fold. Shake it out, sway it out. What do you want to do here as we bow and cool the intensity of that last pose? And then walk the feet hip width. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank, pause. Feel the willpower of change come into your whole being as you squeeze your bottom ribs in and up. On your exhale, lower all the way to the belly, shoulder blades squeeze in the whole time. And then untuck the toes. Hands are going to go one palm forward and one palm wider. Lift your arm bones up to your ears, squeeze your shoulder blades in and down, and then inhale up from here. Anchor the feet, tone the quads. Pull the ribs back to lift them up. Take the arm bones deep down into the sockets. Throat pulls back to lift up. Take some time. Maybe you sway a little bit. Maybe you twist a little bit. Do the hands feel like they want to be in a different position? Typically, a little wider, a little forward is more freeing, less restrictive. Wherever you can be, find that expression of engaging the back body to find freedom in the front, rising out of the hips, opening to the divine force of light and love. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring my hands in and back, push up to tabletop, downward dog. Lift the heels, soften the knees, step the left foot between the hands, reverse cartwheel up to warrior two. Right hip comes down to level the left, thighs press back, hip to heel, arms float up, gaze forward. Knit the ribs in, sit proud and tall in your warrior stance. Connect to that image of the future. Feel connected to the strength and endurance and power you have in the present. Wise to the wisdom of your life. Extended side angle, pull the hips to the right, left thigh in tight, forearm to thigh. Right hand goes forward first. Press the right thigh back, press into your left leg and lift out of the waistline. Pull your right armpit back, opening a twist. Decide what the right arm wants to do here and now. It doesn't even have to balance out what you did on the first side. Where do you want to be here? How is that going to help open up this energy for you? The balance of doing and being. Come on back up. Right, left toes come parallel. Float the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Finding our wide legs, straddle fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Do you want to hold the legs? You want to move or be still? Your choice. Right? But do it from a strong foundation. Feel the feet anchor you down, the legs tone, the breath broaden. Do you want to invert? Tap into the expression of what you want here, not from an expectation, not from a familiarity of what you always do, but simply by tapping into the way you feel. Let that drive your decision. When we let our intuition drive our choices, then we find that balance between doing and being. And then slowly come on up. We're going to bring the feet in, toes angled out. Let me just flip myself around here. And then hands inside the knees. Sit back. Thighs are pulling back. Tail is lifted. We're not scooped under. The angle of your toes is completely your choice, but your knees track the middle three toes. Sway if you want. Really feel what you want to here as you deepen into our goddess squat. Virgo is the goddess of the zodiac. Maybe you want to twist a little bit. Keep the legs really toned. Don't just hang out in strong arms. Keep pushing through the heels, pulling through the thighs. We're going to slide left elbow to the inner knee and widen it, and then push into your right hand and twist up to the right. Ribs pull in, chin pulls in. Feel your crown extend out of your tail in your twist. And then switch sides. Right elbow comes down, left hand comes up. Press the knees wide, thighs pull back, chin into the throat, shoulder blades flat on the back, crown stretching out of the tail. And then inhale, come on up to any expression of goddess arms. I'm going to move mine around. I need to feel this freedom and expression of movement, feeling stuck, trapped, right? Let it be free, open. And then press your legs straight, reach your arms up, thighs back, ribs in to expand like a 5-pointed star out of your heart. And then bring your hands to your hips. Left foot to the front of the mat. Crawl the right foot in. Half moon. Left hand goes diagonal from the pinky. Right leg floats up. Try to pull your left sit bone into the midline as you roll the right side open. And then what is the expression here on this side? Maybe you take the right foot again. Push into your left standing leg. Squeeze the left sit bone to the tailbone. Pull the shoulder blades flat on the back of the heart. Find your drishti point. Where's your focus here and now? You don't need your bottom arm. And then release to fold and let it all go. How does it feel to bow into yourself, move and sway, and let it go? Maybe you bounce a little bit. Come back to this edge of my mat. All right, let's take a sun A. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank to the belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, come down to the belly. Let's bring right forearm forward. Wiggle the hips around, spin the thighs in, heels out, and then catch the left foot. So if you can keep the thumb at the bottom of the foot, lift the elbow and spin your toes around, fingers around your toes. You might feel nice in your shoulder to hold the foot this way. It's a confusing way to hold the foot for people who haven't done it before, so don't let it frustrate you. Make sure you're getting a nice left quad stretch, no discomfort in your knee. If you want more of a back bend, your right hand can go forward. You can lift your elbow. Just tuck your elbow in a bit tighter, but try to bring the shoulders square to the front of the mat, pressing the hip points down and even the pubic bone down. And then gently release that. Left arm comes around, taking in the right foot, finding a good way to hold it as you pull it in. Square the shoulders if you can. Open the back bend if you want. Breathe into your right quad muscles. And then gently release that. We're going to stretch the arms straight forward and be on pinkies. Anchor the feet, relax the forehead to the mat. And then lift everything off the ground. Your forehead can stay on the mat if you want to. Swim. Keep going. Halfway. Ten seconds. Hands under the forehead, feet to the mat, rest. Breathe, wiggle side to side. And then lift yourself up to tabletop. Stretch it up and back, downward dog. Take a nice big moment here for yourself. And then step your right foot to the middle of your mat. Come on up to stand with your left foot. See if you can catch the arch of your foot. Find a easing point on the ground or out in front of you. If you want, your right hand can be at the wall or in front of you, if you want the support of that. Bring your hips level to each other and keep your left knee straight under your hip in line with your right. And then press your right thigh back so your right hip's on your heel. Press your left foot into your hand, extending the hip. And then you might hinge a bit, but try to stay squaring forward into Natarajasana. Your right arm can lift. What expression of this pose do you want to have today? Super hard to keep this right side pulling back and square forward. Come on out, shake it out. Try to do this pose more. It's hard, my body doesn't like it. When we make ourselves do things we don't like, it feeds us in a way that is nurturing and healing. Step into the left foot, grab the right. Just point, focused. Hips and knees stay in line with each other, facing forward. Left thigh presses back, stack the heel. Left arm supporting you wherever that is. Press into your hand to extend your hip and find your shape on the side. Natarajasana, Lord of the dance. Right, we're trying to find this dance between being and doing, between Virgo and Pisces. It starts with forgiveness, compassion. Really slowly shake it out. Whew. All right, let's take a sun egg, clear it out. Step to the front of your mat. Thighs back, ribs into inhale up. Soften the knees to exhale and fold with a straight spine. Heavy the head. Inhale halfway. And exhale, plank to the belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right, let's start to slow it down and stretch it out. We're going to take right knee outside the wrist for pigeon, pointed toes, top of the foot to the mat. Left leg crawls back. Peek over the right shoulder and notice how that brings the energy of the left hip forward. Peek in on your left leg, it's straight, ankle straight. Come back to center, squeeze the thighs together, press into the feet. Feel your tail lift, the pelvis start to fold. Squeeze all around the spine, ribs in to neutralize and fold with that. So we don't fold with a back bend, right? Fold with neutral spine. Come as low as you want to go. And really connect to your intuition here, closing the eyes down and maybe giving a little bit of pressure into the third eye somehow, somewhere. And breathe. Keep your legs active, strong as the foundation to expand and create opportunity from. And then let the mind's eye travel into the hips, into the sensations you have there. And let's talk a little bit more with ourselves about forgiveness. Where do you expect perfection from yourself and others? Can you start to release that control so that it doesn't feed more insecurity? And you gain the understanding with compassion that our mistakes are a viable aspect to our healing and our growth, that they are a necessary evil to our transformation, and that our imperfections are what make us ourselves and unique. And the high vibration of Virgo knows that our perfection is in our imperfections. That aspect of growing in that being who we are instead of doing perfect. So with that, Gently, slowly walk the hands in, rising up. So prop the right hip on something, or pull the left knee in a little bit and just really anchor into the right shin so that you don't need weight in your hands. Right? So you can be sitting on your right hip or just so strong pressed into your right shin with the thighs hugged in to get light. Right hand can stay anywhere on the mat or on your thigh. Let's take this left foot in again. However you want to pull it in. Your right forearm can be on the mat. Breathe. No compression in your lumbar spine. If you want to explore a little mermaid here, the left foot can slide into the crook of your elbow. Maybe I can get my hands today. Nope. Okay. Where do you feel free and open? And is your action, is your doing right here restricting yourself? Let that go. Find the free form. Gently coming out of that, hands under shoulders, left toes under, three-legged dog. Let the right leg move about. Anything from here, if you want to flip it. Side plank, down dog. What do you want to do? Why did you choose what you chose? Make your way back to dog, one big breath. And then left knee forward for pigeon. Let the shin be at a nice angle. Crawl the right leg back. Come up on fingertips. Peek over the left shoulder. Feel your right hip stabilize. Your ankle neutral. Back to center. Squeeze the thighs together. Right. Thighs pull back. Ribs pull in. Shoulder blades flat. Neutral spine to fold. Find a connection again to the intuitive mind. Let's think about the low vibrations of Pisces. What circumstances, situations make you want to escape? And then what's the vice that helps you escape? Food, alcohol, drugs, sex, shopping. How do you escape? And then, there's a balance to that. Does it connect to the need for perfectionism or the perception of falling short of perfection? Let the contemplation open up as you connect to your hips, your sensation and breath. Hugging into the belly, walking the hands in. Maybe you crawl the right knee in a little bit. Get really strong on the left hip, left shin. Light on the hands. Left hand's going to stay down where you feel it's powerful and supportive to take the right foot in again. Shoulders out of the neck. No compression in the lower back. Maybe try mermaid. Toes in the elbow. Trying to find a free and open expression of letting the hands reach for each other. Are you restricting yourself here in any way? And release that. And then gently, hands come down. Right foot, toes under, three-legged dog. Do you want to do the same thing you did on the other side or different? Explore what that is. And then find your dog. Huge breath here. From your hands, pull up into your armpits, into the heart. Stretch the thighs back, tail up to press your heels back. Big breath. Then draw the right knee outside the wrist. Sit and find Janu Shirshasana. Right foot pulls to the midline. Left knee and toes face the sky. Prop up the hips if you can't find that natural pelvic tilt forward. Frame up the left leg. Get long in the sides of the body. Arms lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades back, then down. And then find your hinge at the hip crease. Or just stay tall. Right hand can come to the left leg to help your twist. Right ribs forward, left ribs back. My right toes are pointed and anchored and strong. There's action there. Crown lifting out of the tail, maybe hinging forward. Maybe you want to sway a little bit side to side. Inhale, rise slowly, unwrap the twist, just pause here. Listen and learn. We'll just switch sides. Take the left foot in, stretch the right leg out, readjust the hips. Activate your left toes into the mat, flex the right toes, twist to the right leg. Get long in the sides of the body, open in the chest, hinging at the hip crease. Not rounding through the spine. Feel left ribs come forward, right ribs pull back. Chin into the throat, lengthen, crown up. Reaffirm the power of your legs. They're still our strong root and foundation to expand and find those opportunities through the spine, through the heart, through the expression of your pose, through your expression of trusting the serendipitous ways the universe has our back. Being and doing, where is that balance? Maybe you want to sway. Slow inhale to rise and unwrap your twist. Sit, pause, breathe. Let both feet go to the short edge of your mat. Come onto your back. Set up for a couple rounds of bridge. So feet parallel, hip width. Shoulder blades wiggled in and underneath you. Notice that already starts your back bend. Let's take the elbows outside the bottom ribs, hands over your elbows, palms facing each other. And then with this Lego-shaped arm, Lego guy arm, really open the heart by pushing the top of the arm bone down and the bottom ribs up. Right? Really try to ground the tip of the arm bone, top of the shoulder there, down. And then inhale, lift the hips. Find your bridge. This will be one of three and the longest one. Maybe the hands can help either squeeze the hips or slide the fingers underneath, helping you to lift higher. Don't hurt your knuckles to support your hips. You can always use a block if you prefer. Or just your energy, muscle tone. Anchor the feet, upper arm back of the head. Right, pushing into the ground, activating the back of the body again is reflective of understanding our life experiences, wise to the lessons, to open the present, to enjoy each day as an opportunity to find joy. That will help us move forward in alignment with our purpose. I'm just seeing my imbalance here, trying to fix it. 3 more breaths. Slow exhale, sit bones lead the way. Don't flatten the lower back. Once hips touch down, you can let the arm bone come out. And find a neutral spine on the mat. Just pause in neutral. Let that wash over you. Reaffirm your connection to the ground, your connection to Virgo, and then inhale, lift up. Expand the front of the body, your connection to Pisces. What do your arms want to do as a helpful aid to rise through the ribs? One more breath. Slow exhale to lower, not flattening the lower back. Receive the ground and neutral spine. One more. You want bridge? You want to set the hands for wheel. For wheel, let your hands be a little bit wider. Right. Lift the hips, lift the ribs, take the top of the head to the mat. Unplug the arm bones, plug them in, roll to more of the hairline, and then push yourself up. I go right to my toes some days because I know it's needed for comfort. Once you're up, you can press your chest through your arms a few times, pump it. And then chin to chest, bend the elbows, back of the head comes down, shoulders, ribs, sit bones. If you're in bridge, come on down, widen the feet, windshield wiper slowly. Feel the energy of those back bends wash over you. Let that help motivate your alignment to this full moon energy. Do you feel the chaotic oppositional pull? Depending on your own constitution and where these things lie in your chart, there are other aspects in play. Like there's a grand trine with the Earth and Pluto and Capricorn, and the other Earth, Taurus. Some things in Taurus. All these Earth signs make a grand triangle in the night sky. It's the South node. No, North node, sorry. North node's in Taurus. Pluto's in Capricorn. And Virgo's, the moon's in Virgo. That trine of Earth is helping us get grounded, helping us feel structured. I don't feel too emotional, even though Pisces is involved here. I feel really grounded, and I am going to attribute it to that grand trine. All right, any symmetrical pose to finish your practice. You can grab your knees in, do the same thing with each leg. You can take happy baby. You can straddle the legs. I'm going to take plow. Make sure your chin stays at the midline, shoulders squeezing underneath you to kick the legs up and back. Support your hips where they need to be if toes don't touch. Even if they do, I'm wiggling my shoulders even more underneath. Lift the chin away from your chest. Lift your sit bones up over your shoulders as best as you can. Don't sit in discomfort through any portion of your spine. Make sure you're paying attention to the way your vision is. If it's blurry, come out. Some of the meridians that get stretched here begin in the eye. So, if your vision starts to change, that is an indication of danger. And then very slowly, let the spine come back down on the mat. Step your feet down. Cross your right leg over your left. Pick your hips up, take them to the right. Open the arms to T or cactus and lower the legs to the left. Twisting here. Let your gaze shift to the right. And now in your twist, feel your thighs hug in and pull back. Just notice what changed in that small engagement. For me, it got more comfortable around my sacrum. The stretch in my right hip got more intense, and my knees lowered a bit more, deepening the twist. We're going to unwrap the legs and step the feet to the long edges. Pick up the hips to center, and again, windshield wiper. And then go to the other side. Feet come together, left leg over right, hips go to the left, legs lower to the right, gaze shifts to the left, and then feel the thighs pull back. Enjoy your twist. Unwrap the legs one more time. Feet wide, hips to the center of the mat, windshield wiper. You decide if there's anything else you'd like to do before we come to be in Shavasana. What you choose to do should be helpful in the release of Shavasana. Give yourself the time to set it up. Do you want props? More warmth over you? You can take a weighted folded blanket, bolster on the belly to help that grounding energy. I like to give my general shape and then wiggle my hips and shoulders and just feel that help break up any mental resistance held in the body. Heavying each exhale deeper and deeper into the mat, your practice, the earth. Feel the expansion of your energy with palms up, the expansiveness of Pisces washing over your depth into the earth. See if there's any other shift or I can't think of the word. I'm totally zoned out. Adjustment. There we go. For comfort, right? Wow, that was huge brain fart. So now we're not doing. We're releasing that Virgo energy deep into the earth to feel the structure, but then to just be in it. Just be there. Nothing to do. Only to exist. Let the mind drift off and expand. Let the mind tap into the imagination beyond what we can imagine. Open up beyond your imagination. Gently receive a deeper breath by widening your bottom ribs. Rock your head side to side. Wiggle your fingers and toes. It's nice to draw your feet together. Flex and point. Roll your wrists around your ankles. And then point your toes, arch your back, and reach your hands overhead and maybe clasp them or grab them and wiggle side to side. Get really long and expand out of your belly. And then bring your feet to the floor, lengthen the lower back, scooping the tail. Give the knees a squeeze. A little sway or massage on the ground. Finding your way to sit, roll to your side, or rock yourself up. Even though we won't be here very long, still take that time to give the hips the lift they need, to roll the legs down or the knees lower than the hips, still like spaced out. Sitting nice and tall from that grounding, rising through heart, the crown. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Closing the eyes down to explore the inner landscape with the wise vision of your intuition. Noticing how you feel differently. Becoming aware of these changes helps to understand your power to create them. The power of this full moon is to help us find our own healing through forgiveness, to release, our need for perfection and our desire to escape, and find the balance of sharing our unique gifts with the world, of expanding beyond any of our own self-proposed limitations, and dreaming towards a future we wish to create and live in. The balance of doing and being. It is not your job to create a perfect world. It is your job to dance between the things we can't control. See that image you chose earlier. Feel it in your whole body. Let an exhale bow to it in reverence. The light in me sees, reflects, and honors the light in you. To you I bow. Namaste. Hope that went well for you. Remember, you're never stuck. Channel the power of the night sky to help you along your journey. Thanks for playing.